I'm attempting an emergency landing.
Plane crash, 40 patients en route.
Everything's upside down.
This is an incredibly rare phenomenon.
Buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Brilliant Minds, November 17th on NBC and Peacock.
All right, what's up?
What's going on, Clarence? I want to thank you for taking time out speaking with me. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Aries. I'm doing well.
Real good. Well, I've been a fan for a while. I've been watching you since P-Valley and some other things. So it's good to see you on this series and this role because it's a great role for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thanks for watching before. I mean that.
No problem at all. So start by telling us about Dr. Anthony on Brilliant Minds. How would you describe him?
I would describe Dr. Anthony Thorne as he leads the emergency department at Bronx General. And because he leads the emergency department, he's a little bristly. He doesn't like the niceties that come along with, working with other people at times, but that's because he loves his patients so much and he wants to move them and stabilize them as soon as possible, right? So he doesn't have time for incompetence and he doesn't have time for people that aren't confident in what they're doing at all, right? So that's what is the language that someone told me one time? He does not suffer fools. He does not suffer fools very well, right? But when he respects you, it's a deep respect because it's earned. He's not someone that talks all the time, but he sees everything. And that's how I would describe him.
I love that. What's the best part for you portraying that character?
The best part is honestly the fact that I get to work with the people that I'm working with. Like I have so much respect for Zach and Tamberla, two actors that I've watched for quite some time. Their work I love. And so being able to work opposite them and meet the rest of this cast and become fans of them and watching their work here is incredible. It's not all the time that everybody gets along and everybody understands the mission. There's just a synergy. Everyone understands the mission. Everyone gets along. Everybody wants to do their best to honor these stories. And there's sometimes you work on a show and you're not cognizant about the impact while you're working on it, right? But I think it's a byproduct of having been through some of the times that the world has been through in the past 5 years, that there's an awareness of wanting to honor everyone that works in hospitals and in the medical field. The links that they go through to make sure that we are okay. And the fact that we get to do a little bit, in sharing their stories, which is just a gift. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that. Your storyline is evolving this season, so you got to give us a little scoop on what we can expect coming up.
A little scoopity doop. No, I think one of the things that you can expect, there's some stuff that's brewing between Carol and Thorne, right? There's some stuff brewing there. And I think that you'll see more layers and textures about that in the season to come. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited because, when a character comes into a show, one of the big things that I think is like, how is their presence going to reveal more about the people that we know in the show already? And I think that there's a specific kind of energy there that we don't get to see elsewhere, which is really nice. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I like that. They already know, but tell them in your own words why people need to tune in to Brilliant Minds every Monday on NBC.
Why they need to tune in? Well, you need to tune in because it's a great show, period. Point blank, period. It's a great show. You'll see some beautiful dramatic storylines, but you'll also laugh. I think that the characters and the actors are incredible. I think that the team also keeping this in mind that all of the stories you see on the show are based on real stories. Mm-hmm. These aren't just, pulled out of thin air. These are real stories. No matter how fantastical you think they are, these are things that exist and have happened. And so they'll get to see bits of themselves. The audience will get to see bits of themselves in everyone. And that's a gift. So 10 o'clock Eastern time, Mondays on NBC. Check us out.
Love it. But before we wrap, I have to ask, you have to tell us about your experience in Jelly's Last Jam. That was one of my favorites as a kid. So let's talk a bit about your experience in doing that.
I had such a transformative experience working on that musical. Kent Gash, the director, is a dear friend, and it was our first time working together. Um, but I think that once again, that telling that story right now in the world was
Hmm.
so necessary and important. And I'll tell you, say to the audience that's watching this, if you haven't listened to the music, if you haven't seen the musical, it's on, you can listen to it on YouTube, you can listen to it on different platforms, but the music is sensational and the story is so powerful. So check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And then, real quick, what's next for you?
What's next for me is we halfway through doing this, and so what's next for me is to do the next half of this with the same enthusiasm, love, and joy that I've been doing it, the first half. And just really grateful that I'm in Toronto. It's a beautiful city. Everybody's a little in their space because the World Series just happened, and that was a doozy. But what an amazing series! Like, well, what an amazing series! That was one for the books. It's crazy. It's just so amazing. I felt like I was watching like this one of those legendary sports films where you
And
I felt like I
everybody,
was watching, but anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah.
real good. Well, I definitely want to thank you for taking time out speaking with me, Don Stewart. Again, I'm a fan of the show, fan of you, so I look forward to what you do next.
Appreciate you, Aries. All right.
No problem. Have a good one.
Salute.